So I've just received my fixed term employment contract. Why did I receive this and what's the purpose of it?
Good question. You see, the reason why you received that is because in order to be registered as a learner, we need a three-party agreement. Now, that three-party agreement is an agreement between you as a learner, your sponsor, as well as Sonke, who is the training provider. This means that you cannot be an employee or employed anywhere else for that 12-month period. You also cannot be undergoing any internship or learnership with any other training provider, and you also can't be studying full-time or part-time with any other institution. However, the bright side of it is this agreement gives you an entitlement to a stipend, but that entitlement does come with responsibilities.
Okay, so I've got this contract in front of me. Please explain the agreement.
Yeah.
So what do I need to look out for, like on the first page?
Sure. See, on the first page, that will be your ID number, your full ID name, and with the sponsor's name as well. And you also need to note the start date of that agreement. And then under clause 1 of the agreement, you need to note that it is a 12-month agreement, which means it will lapse after 12 months. At clause 1.10, you need to note the documentation that is required for us to register you as a learner and for you to be part of the program. That documentation needs to reach us within a stipulated time period. Should it not reach us within that time period, you might lose your spot and not be part of the program. Now, at clause 2, you need to take note of the stipend and the breakdown of that stipend.
So then does this mean that I need to complete one learner program per month?
Not at all. In your first month, you'll be required to complete learner program 1 to 3, which will be a recap of what you did in high school. In your second month, you'll be required to complete learner program 4. However, you don't need to worry about which learner program to complete when, because we will send you a notification every month of what you need to do each and every month. Now, looking at the agreement, at clause 4, which explains the performance agreement, you need to note that you need to use 70% of your trading wallet per month, as well as keep up with your learner programs for that specific month. Failure to do that means that you will not get paid for that month until you've performed according to your performance agreement. Right.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, if I don't study, it means I won't get paid.
That is absolutely correct. That is why it's important to keep up with your trading as well as your learning. But we also need to take note of the other clauses of the agreement. If you look at clause 6 of the agreement, you'll note that you're entitled to annual leave. You are an employee after all. However, those 15 days annual leaves that you're entitled to part of it will fall within the December holiday period, which your sponsor will then dictate to us. Now, Lebo, let's talk about the ugly stuff. We have to look at clause 8 of the agreement, the agreement before you. And you need to take note that failure to meet the performance agreement for 3 consecutive months will lead to disciplinary action, which will lead or may lead to cancellation of your employment contract. You further need to note that there is no express or tacit term in the agreement that guarantees the renewal of this agreement. And there's also, at the end of the 12-month period, no guarantee that you will have full-time or part-time employment with your sponsor. Does that make sense to you, Lebo?
No, it makes sense.
Good.
It makes sense.
Good. Now, still sticking to the ugly stuff, unfortunately. Clause 11 of your agreement. You need to pay specific attention to that because it indicates that if you do not work, now work means if you do not keep up with your studies and you do not utilize the 70% in your trading wallet, you will not get paid.
Okay.